It is the 20th day of February 2023. Got a conversation about sport after the glorious weekend in the land down under where Kenya finished top of the world. Now, time to move on to another sport where a conversation is happening in Kenya, and I have got to say it's a huge one, and there is a very tight calendar already, just taking a look at it from what I have. And we're talking American football, gridiron sport. And in studio to talk about it, I'll go ladies first. On my extreme left, we've got the CEO of the Kenya Federation of American Football, Chizi Ambala. Thank you, Chizi, for making your time this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and we've got the Vice President of the Federation, Moses Ondeng.
Thank you for having us. Really grateful.
We'll be talking about this shortly, but first, let's talk about last Monday. And all of you are asleep at this time after watching the Super Bowl, but there was this watch party, and at the halftime show, Kenya was mentioned. And I had seen some posters on your socials, and actually some of the videos, and they were mentioning people, especially Kansas City. They were saying, from Kansas, my main man. I don't know. What was that experience? I'll start with you, Chizi.
The experience of watching the
Super Bowl watch party and Kenya getting a mention.
Okay.
In the halftime show. It's not every day you get mentioned.
Yes, it's been a big thing for us. We're really excited about it. We stayed up late to watch the game and got everybody together. So we're really excited about the direction which Kenya football, American football is going in. Yeah, we hope it's really going to put Kenya at the forefront in terms of sports, and in terms of what it can do for tourism as well here in Kenya.
Vice President, how did the whole idea, the NFL deciding that they're going to catch up with Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, and half the time we all know it's all about that one musical act at halftime.
Yeah. Actually, it was a very good thing for us. We really thought about it, and we thought this was the opportune time, the most opportune time to make some noise about American football, and maybe it will help us even grow the game by people knowing that even in Kenya we have American football. So it was something well organized. We brought our players together, our coaches, referees, and we took them somewhere, and we decided to stay awake the whole night. Actually, we were there until morning rise. There was no sleep at all, and we were very happy about the mention. We thought we were going to be the only country which will not be mentioned, but we are glad we were part of the team which was mentioned. Ivory Coast, Ghana, and other teams in Africa. We were very happy.
All right. So Moses, staying with you, what's the history of this sport coming to Kenya? Because I know some time back, unless you met with an American, they only talk about football. But for us, football is something else. Football yetu ni mpira. But here you have this odd-shaped ball that they keep throwing forward all the time. How did it come into?
Okay, this game came into Kenya around 2012. It was courtesy of some American who decided to give back to the community. Actually used all of his resources, he even sold some of his properties so that he can bring the game to Kenya. So he started by starting the game in University of Nairobi. Even managed to sponsor the University of Nairobi team to Dar es Salaam for some East African game with the Tanzanian team. Unfortunately, the Tanzanian team has since died. But that's how it started. And since then, it has grown from University of Nairobi. It moved to Jomo Kenyatta University, United States International University. We're trying to push it, and we have some connections in Multimedia University, Technical University of Mombasa, Masinde Muliro, Maseno, and there are many more universities which are interested, like Dedan Kimathi and Kabianga. So we are soon moving there.
Okay, there seems to be quite some interest with universities. I've seen from the interviews I've done this year so far, there seems to be, what's this conversation, Chizi, you're having with universities? I know he's a university. Actually, let me speak to you, Moses. You're a university person.
Yes.
What's this thing about universities and picking up any new sport that's coming?
I think it's easier to bring this new sports into the university because for one, I think there are already structures put in place in terms of the directorates of sports in the universities, and most of the guys who have these departments are people who have that background. I mean, they've gone to school, they study sports, and they're like physical education teachers, and their interest is to spread, games or physical activities. So whichever activity which comes on board, they are willing and ready to spread it. So that's why I think most federations are keen on universities. When you look at kabaddi, you look at softball, baseball, they're all running to the universities. And it's, I think they're using that avenue to spread the game, and it's more faster than using the community clubs, which you need resources.
Yes.
And universities already have resources in terms of facilities. Like, for example, American football, we can use the rugby pitch to start with. So it's easy.
So instead of having the Y-shaped goalpost, you can just use the H for rugby.
Yes.
Tizi, let me just come to you now. And, over for the time, you joined the federation and getting to it. What's been the story of, selling the brand of this sport? Because the NFL is, what did I say? Is at another crazy level.
Yes.
I think that's the best of the best of the best.
Yes.
But, trying to reach out to people here in Kenya.
Oh, well, actually, we're hoping to rebrand the whole sport here in Kenya. As this Kenya Federation of American Football, we're hoping to make an impact on the Kenyan market, so that immediately when you see our colors, you see what we're doing, you immediately recognize this is what American football is about. It's about the energy, it's about the spirit, it's about the sportsmanship, it's about the community, it's about teamwork. So when we're rebranding, we're hoping to market it to Kenyans as something that everybody can watch, and which you can also engage in. You can watch as a family. Your children can also watch it as well. You can come to the sports. And also, I'm talking about the associated activities around American football. People who can service the game in terms of uniforms, in terms of merchandising, in terms of bringing food to the games, drinks. Anybody can be involved in this game. So it's something which is accessible to all Kenyans. It doesn't really matter your station in life. It's something which is accessible, and it is fun, and it's lucrative as well.
For the time that you've worked together, I know late last we had the activities going into December and that. What has been the response from the public, and because mainly this is around the unis?
Yes.
What has been the response from the crowd? We are Kenyans, and at times we like imitating the Americans for anything.
Of course. But I think for us, it's not so much that it's about imitating Americans. It's more about the sport itself and the activity of the sport. And people are so enthusiastic about it. They're so excited about it because it's a fast-paced sport, and it really engages people in it. And people are really excited about something new and engaging it. So I'm sure that people are willing to be part of the sport. We're just hoping that as we're going throughout this year, we can educate people more about it, about the rules, about how it actually works, and the different positions of the game, so that once you're watching it, you enjoy it more. When you know what's going on, and the fact that it's a sport which it encompasses agility. You can have players who are thin and small in the same team as players who are huge and big like this. It's just a mix of different.
Now, what we see on television is different.
Yes.
We know that there are all those people who play out wide and they are fast.
Yes.
You can be a speed stick of some form.
Yes.
But we've also seen some huge guys in the defense.
Exactly. You can have defensive ends who are big. You can have wide receivers who are fast. You can also have cornerbacks who are
nimble, agile.
Exactly.
That guy needs to be very sharp and powerful.
Exactly that. You're just trying to prevent the touchdown. That's really the basic. Or you're trying to make the touchdown. So trying to get the touchdown. So it's really that interplay between the two different types of players. And trying to come together to get the ball to the end zone.
Okay. Yes. Now, Moses, let me come to you. American football is a very interesting one. Unlike football, soccer.
Yes,
This is what where you've got 11 players who are defending and attacking. This sport, you've got the offensive gang and you've got the defensive gang. Just break down that for us, because we see them, switch. Whenever there's a switch of play, we always see these people on the top, and then these others.
We have a defense team. composed of about 11 players. We have an attack team, which is also composed of equal number. Then we have a special team. Okay, so actually a complete team of an American football team can be up to a number of 45 or even 55. A complete team.
One full bus.
Yes. so it's a huge investment, and it's very expensive. And we've been trying to, like, we are planning for some trip, and some people don't understand why do you need all these numbers? It's quite huge and quite expensive. So the problem is it takes some sponsors aback. They say no, that one we can't afford. But that's it. That's how the game is.
It's the nature of the sport.
Yeah.
We'll be coming into those three phases. And my colleague Betty Kiptum is asking, has just sent me a message, that she would like to get an American football. She's looked for one and she can't find it. Where does she find one? Betty, your answer is going to be coming your way shortly. But right now, let's play back Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts, the Honorable Ababu Namwamba. And today, he was unveiling the World Rally Championship Safari Rally Steering Committee, which he chairs, and the Organizing Committee. And this were the remarks made by Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba earlier today.
The Parliamentary Committee responsible for sports, dear good people, the sponsors who have supported this event to this date, and the leadership of the rally, I salute you all this morning. This is a very special moment for us. And it's a moment when we are announcing to the country and declaring to the whole world that we are ready. We are ready to host the WRC Safari Rally 2023. And so if anyone has had any doubts, any reservations as to the preparedness by government, we are taking this opportunity to make a very unequivocal, very clear and ambiguous declaration that we are ready for the WRC Safari Rally this year. I want to take this opportunity really to congratulate each one of you that has been given the opportunity to be part of this very special rally for this year, and to tell you that you've not been appointed to either the steering committee or the organizing committee by accident. You have been picked, you have been selected deliberately, intentionally, and on merit. I want to congratulate Mr. Carl Tundo. They also call you Flash. I want to congratulate Mr. Tundo, who will be heading the organizing committee, and therefore will carry the responsibility to make sure that all the nuts, all the bolts are in place, and that the organizing committee gets this whole process going, and you give us a successful rally. Let me say that this year's rally has particular special significance for two reasons. Reason number one is that it's the third continuous edition we are holding since we got back the WRC classification, as Phineas has shared the history of this event. And so it's very important, because we are sending a clear message that for the third year running, we are rolling on. Second, and perhaps even more significant, is that this year we are also celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Safari Rally. from 1953 2023. It's a very significant milestone. And so, as you get down to commence the preparations of this rally, you should know that you'll also be rolling out a heritage celebration. It will be a special heritage celebration of 70 years of the Safari Rally. Since it kicked off in a rather imperialistic fashion to celebrate the coronation of Queen Elizabeth in 1953, but grew to take on a special significance as part of the heritage fabric of this country. Now, in celebrating this 70th anniversary, we will also be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the WRC itself. And so, last month I was in Monte Carlo for the start of the first of the 13 series of the WRC, and I saw the significance the FIA is attaching to this 50th anniversary. And so we'll be celebrating the 70th of the Safari Rally, but also marking the 50th of the WRC. Our 70th anniversary is also coinciding with the 70th anniversary of the Acropolis Rally in Greece. And so I have been in touch with my Greek counterpart, the Minister for Sports in Greece, and we have agreed that we are going to sync our celebrations. So we're going to twin Nairobi and Athens in this process. And the Minister will travel here from Greece. He'll be part of our 70th anniversary. And later in the year, we will also be part of the Acropolis 70th anniversary celebrations. And so there are certain activities we'll be doing jointly, which is also part of celebrating the diplomatic ties between Kenya and the Hellenic Republic of Greece. And so you are not just leading a safari rally, you are also leading a historic moment. You are leading a heritage moment, celebrating 70 whole years of this, and also celebrating a very special relationship between Kenya and Greece. So a lot of things are going to be happening around that space. It would be remiss of me this morning if I did not use this platform to really acknowledge those who have been part of this incredible journey that the Safari Rally is, this incredible heritage. I want to thank the team that worked so hard to get both the WRC and the ARC classification back after many years in the wilderness. So Phineas and your team, you're actually national heroes. I don't know whether you've been given any state commendation or any state honor, because it deserves a state honor for the feat accomplished, to mobilize the support, to mobilize the momentum to get this rally back onto the global stage. I want to thank our retired president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, under whose leadership the government remained focused and keen to get the Safari Rally back into that international circuit. I've been in government long enough to know that for anything to tick in government, it is a cost that needs.
That is a Cabinet Secretary and the Youth Affairs Sports and the Arts, the Honorable Ababu Namwamba, who was speaking earlier today at the unveiling of the WRC Council. He is chairing the steering committee, and the organizing committee of the event is going to be chaired by five-time Safari Rally winner Carl Tundo. So Dan Mwendo is our reporter, and he's going to be giving us details of that event. We continue with our conversation on Sports Check, and it is about American football. This is it. We've got the helmet here, the safety gear. And in studio with us, we've got on my far left, Chizi Ambala, who's the CEO of the Kenya Federation of American Football, and the Vice President is on my immediate left, Moses Ondeng, and he is the Vice President of the Federation. One quick question. Somebody wants an American, someone wants a football. Ako hapa, she's somewhere within this building.
Within this building.
But she's asking where she can get one.
Unfortunately, they're not available locally in the shops. The ones we've been having donated, or we purchase them from America, then we find a way of bringing them here. But whenever we manage to get a piece or two, maybe we can deliver one.
Okay, yeah. Betty, you'll be sorted. Now, let's move on with this conversation here. You know, we were talking, you said, before we took the break, 55 players in one team. You tell us just...
Actually, a minimum of 35.
A minimum of 35.
Because we have 11 for offense, 11 for defense, then we have 11 for special team. Then maybe 2 or 3 more to make it a minimum of 35.
Okay.
So tell us about each of this team has a special role.
All right. The role of the offensive team.
The offensive team is to make sure that the ball moves across the field up to the end zone to make a touchdown. And they have to make sure this happens through whatever the rules allow. And the defense team is to make sure that these guys, the attacking team, doesn't manage to get to our end zone to make a touchdown.
Basically, don't even move 10 yards.
Yes. And then the special team are mostly people who are specialized in kicking field balls, or even punting, or some special roles in the game. So they are specialists, sort of. Yeah.
Okay. And now, so you've got that. Some basic other things that we'd like to talk about. It's because we know this sport is not cheap. Let's start with this: the helmet. Just tell us, you know, how it has been set up, such that let me see, it's fully protective, because we know that. The contact nature of, I mean, American football is a contact sport, but at times, okay, we pick that. It can get, you know, real aggressive.
Very, very aggressive. And that's why you see when there's the inside padding.
Yes, you could just project it on.
Yeah, you can see inside of it, there's some padding which protects, especially, you know, when you hit one another, there's the expected vibration or some hard contact. So if this cushioning is not there, then there'll be that contact with the head.
Get concussed.
And concussion, of course, can occur, which is not good, and it's dangerous. Anything can happen after that. So it's very protective in that nature. And you can see all these, even your face is protected. Yeah, because it is really dangerous. It's really a real tackle. You have watched it.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to protect yourself. And then we have the shoulder pads, which also is meant to protect your shoulders. And I think that's it.
Then that's it for the protective gear.
Yeah.
And how are you able to bring it here? Because, you know, this also has to come stateside.
Like I said before, most of these things are from America. So, like right now, we have a lot of equipment outside there, donated. The only problem is ship them here. So if we can get somebody who can help us ship this equipment, it can be very good for us. And actually, we are appealing to the Ministry of Sports to bring back maybe the duty waiver, but I know it was abused, and that's why maybe it was taken back from sports. But if they can,
I actually know who abused it. I read it from a report about some strange things that happened at JKI.
So if it can be brought up with maybe new ways of guarding against abuse, then it can be good for most federations, because I know most federations, for example, baseball, softball, these equipments are not locally available. So if this kind of thing can be brought in, then most of these federations will benefit.
Okay. Actually, there is a tax waiver that exists in the law. It's forgotten I've forgotten the exact act, but it does exist, and then somebody can help that. Chizi, let me come to you. 2-3 weeks ago, you had some visitors here. Without going into so many details about that trip, just give us an insight, about the NFL tour, and for them to pick Kenya as a place to come and find out and see what's happening with the sport.
Okay. Yes, so a few weeks ago we had some visitors from the NFL. They had reached out to us and they said they were interested to just come and see Kenya, to see the facilities we have, and then to maybe have a chat with us. So we welcomed them here. It was a very good visit, Kenya has got very good facilities, actually. We've got quite comprehensive facilities, and they can actually be modified to be used for American football. So
the facilities where CAF told us we can't host football.
Which?
Where the Confederation of African Football said Kenya is not fit to host.
Yes.
The Americans were happy with them.
I mean, they said that we actually made quite a lot of progress with the facilities that we have here. They've been updated quite a bit, and they've put in place so many things which are able to assist the players to, engage in the activities on the field. So I think we're really making good progress in that direction. I think if we just keep on that road, we just keep on trying to improve our facilities. If we have the different counties also having their different stadiums, if at least we have even stadiums that are solely dedicated to American football, if we're able to get property which is just solely dedicated to American football, I think it would be a really good thing. We'd really go far, and we'd make Kenya a central place in which not just American football, just sports around the world, they'd be able to come here and take part in activities and sports here in Kenya. I think we're really on the right track, and we just have to be focused on making sure that sports is an activity which is just as important as any other activity in Kenya.
You also met with representatives of the state. What was their response to this?
I think they're enthusiastic about it. Yes, I think we're looking forward to partnering with them in terms of having tournaments here in Kenya. Hopefully in future we'll be able to advertise and let people know that you can come and watch, and we can engage in this sport.
And not at 3 a.m.
No, not at 3 a.m. But we just hope that people can see that it's something that, you can actually become involved in community sports. Instead of engaging in things which are not healthy for you, you can engage in this as a sport which is healthy. The youth can see this as something which they can make their career in life. Even girls, they can take part in flag football, which doesn't involve tackling as well. It's more focused on just taking the flag from the uniform of the other player. And you can develop self-confidence. Exactly. You can develop confidence. Yes, exactly. Yes.
That sounds safe, by the way.
Exactly.
And Kenyans will be very good at it.
Yes, and the girls can be engaged in this activity as a team sport, and you gain leadership skills, team sports, and physical coordination as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Moses, just give us a brief of the calendar that we should be looking at. Short.
Okay.
Say for the next 2-3 months.
The next 2-3 months, we plan some local events. We have some tackle events in Nairobi, western part of Kenya, at the coast. We're also looking ahead at April, where we expect to take our national team to Baltimore in the USA for Maryland International Football Tournament. And this will be a great thing for us if we are able to get that sponsorship for the trip, so that the team can be exposed, not really for the first time, because we've gone out before in Uganda, I think twice. But this will be the main thing, going to the land of American football and learning and meeting the legends in the game and all that, and maybe even getting an opportunity of us being noticed by the International Federation of American Football, and even being given points. I mean, being graded, so that when world international tournaments come up, we can be able to be invited. Like especially when we go for the Baltimore tournament, we're expecting to meet some qualifications to the World Championships sometimes next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. This is Moses Deng. He's the Vice President of the Kenya Federation of American Football. And to my far left, the CEO of the Federation, Chizi. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Asante. And I'm sure when you get around to go to Baltimore, let the players come.
Yep.
You circulate wachezaji wakuje waongee.
Tawaleta.
Shukran sana. Thank you for being with us for the past 2 hours as we had conversations on athletics, celebrating Kenya being top of the table in the land down under, and also American football, plus listening to our CSs, CS Moses Kuria and CS Elido Walo. Thank you. My name is Daniel Wahome. Time for me to leave. Coming up next is Kurunzi Mashinani with Nanti Okware and our interview program, Tamrini. Thank you for being with us. Have a good day.